Racing 393. And for today's video, we've got a drift car. But before we go on to that, I want you to look at the state of this box. This has really pissed me off. What I tend to do here, that part of my, it's kind of my, I don't do giveaways because I haven't got that many followers. So I can't just buy stuff to give away. So the next best thing is to buy stuff, a quick review, and then you can bid on it on eBay. There's no limit to what, there's no minimum to what you can pay for this. You know, you'll pay what you want to pay, regardless of what I've paid. Whether it makes more or less, it just doesn't matter. So it's up to you. But what's pissed me off here, this is ordered from Banggood. Now this is a new product. It's only just been released. And as you can see, an RC MPV drift car. But look at the state of that box. That's not quite how it turned up. If I'm honest, it was a little bit more taped together and more squashed. I don't know what the hell has happened. Well, I know what's happened. They just booted it around like a football between Japan and here, or wherever the hell it's come from. Absolutely unbelievable. And then, of course, has it damaged what's inside? I'll show you what's happened. Nothing major. First of all, let me just move the camera and I'll show you inside. So it's been flattened. This is a lid. So it's got the word thunder written on there. Looks like it's been struck by thunder. Well, actually, it's not thunder. Struck by lightning. Obliterated by thunder. You can just see the car probably just poking at the top of the box there. I'll do my best to take it out and then I'll move it to show you properly. So it's a little drift van that's also been squished. Nothing's broken, not that I can see, but you can see the front there has been kinked, which is a shame. That's the only downside that I can see. It's got ready to run, so it's all just plug and play basically. So that's the van. It's quite, I mean, the reason I got this, I just thought it was rather than having a rally car or truck or some basher type car, it's just different in it, that's all. Inside the box, what's left of the box, we've got an instruction leaflet, the hand controller, very basic, nothing much to shout about. What else? I hope there's something else in here. Got a bag. I'm so glad these things. They've got some drift tyres and a charge lead and a screwdriver, and that's it, I think. Yeah. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take the van off of the box, put it down in front of me, and take the body off to see. I've not even lifted the body yet. Who knows what's inside? Just bear with me a second. Well, I'm pleased to say that nothing is broken. The chassis is all in one piece. The shell came off. It's got a connector there for the lights. So it's got hopefully front working lights. Just plugs into a combined, I would say, receiver and speed control. Really high mounts, bit of flex in there, but they clearly have to be that tall because they've got to reach the top of the roof of the MPV. It's also got a rear light which clearly illuminates, metal drive shafts, wishbone suspension, solid axle. I don't think it's got a diff. No diff as expected, and it is 4-wheel drive, constant drive, really hard off-road type knobbly tyres. It's got a battery in there which we're going to have a look at in a second. A really small servo. It's all concealed. I don't, there's no point taking anything else apart on there. The only thing I will take off is I'll just take the battery out to have a look at it, just to see sort of what type it is. So bear with me while I get the tools out. So here's the charger. I will be using that. I'm going to charge the battery up. You know what that is? And we've got some drift tyres, so they're quite hard, as expected. I've also noticed got some hardware in here as well, and they look all in good condition. There's no damage, which is good. And got some hardware, basically screws. That's for these. So they're giving you, for some reason, 4 spare screws. It's just a lithium battery, 800 milliamp hour, fairly standard. More than enough punch for this, I guess. But let's stick some power in it. Let's get it up, and then we'll change the wheels and tyres, put the shell on, put the battery in, give it a blast. The wheels just screw onto a long hex. You can see that there's a hex shaft there. It's like you get a normal sort of full-size RC car, and they sort of hex into there. So nice and sturdy. All I will say is, if you're going to give this to anyone younger and they decide they want to change the wheels, is not to over tighten these. It's probably quite easy for a child to, or even an adult to that matter, to strip. It's just screws in. It's just self-tapered in. And if you do the wheels up too tight on there, you can strip that. There's obviously workarounds and that, but just be careful if you're going to give it to anyone younger or someone who's not used to using any tools of any kind. But let me put the wheels on, put the batteries in the transmitter. We'll have a little close look at the transmitter. There's not much to look at, and then we'll give it a little blast. So the drift tyres are on. Just as a note of interest, so that you don't damage them yourself, there is a slight end float in there. It's the shaft, just to make sure the screw is flush with the wheel. It's not going to hold it tight. There will be some play. So when you do, if you take these off and you put the off-road tyres on, just bear in mind that there's going to be a little bit of end float in those, because they're probably quite easy to strip. Let's just move that to one side for a minute. Controller, I mean, it is as cheap as it can get. There's nothing on it. And I mean nothing. There's a switch and a power button. That's it. I guess that's the lights on or off. As far as the batteries, it takes 2 AA's, 2 AA batteries. I keep saying AAA's, AA's. So let's go and grab some of those, put some power in it, and then we'll get this car drifting inside. Okay, all done. I've got a bit of power in it. I haven't done too much. You can see by the lights come on automatically, so they all work, which is good. The button on the transmitter just changes those. No, nothing spectacular. But you have them off. You've got like those devil type looking eyes, and then red, and then that. I mean, I think that looks alright. I mean, that's something that's quite unique. Like back in the day it would have been, but not so much now. Now the battery in this camera is almost flat, so I'm going to take a very, very quick go around. It hasn't got proportional steering. It's full lock or full lock, so very, very, very simple. And there we have it. So it all works, looks all right. It's different as a van, isn't it? I can't really see any real problems there. This will be up for sale on my eBay store. There'll be a link in the description. You can bid whatever you like on it. Just bear in mind the box is tatty. I'll tidy it up a little bit. There is a little bit of bodywork damage on the front, which I'll just quickly show you. So it is literally just there, but it's a cheap, cheerful indoor little drift car. If you've got some hard surface, it's definitely great fun. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.